Oh my god! What's up? Welcome back to Jock Kicks Knockout. Oni here.
And Muski, and this video will be going out on Mexican Independence Day.
On the 15th.
Indeed. Alrighty, man. So, it's going to be a little lucha talk today. And we got possibly one of the most, maybe the most famous masked luchador in the world.
Worldwide, yeah.
Yeah, Rey Mysterio right over here, but...
Mexico? No, but worldwide,
yeah. But yeah, basically, guys, this week, this year, for Mexican Independence, we are going to talk basically just luchadors, favorites, and just how their style influenced a lot of the stuff you see here.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So, how do you want to start this, man? You want to just go right into how, the style influence or your favorites?
We're going to go with the style influence.
Style?
Yeah.
All right, man.
Because, to be honest, the style of lucha libre, what it pretty much influences, pretty much all the cruiserweight stuff.
That's basically what, drove WCW back in the day, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the luchadors, man.
Even the Young Bucks have lucha libre aspects to it.
Anybody who's a high flyer, basically.
Yeah. People may hate that type of wrestling, but if it weren't for that type of wrestling in WWE wouldn't be as big as it is now.
That's true.
Because, they needed the style of lucha libre.
That's why WCW was beating WWF back then, because they were showing all those, amazing acrobatic stunts,
And it wasn't all just,
big dudes, freaking...
just throwing people.
Exactly.
It was, high flying and all that shit.
Exactly.
Hell, even... I want to see if you knew this. Who invented the camel clutch?
The camel clutch?
Yeah.
Oh, Eddie Guerrero's dad, right?
Yeah.
I got it. Yeah,
You got it.
Yeah, Gory, right?
Gory Guerrero.
There we go.
He invented the camel clutch and he did the Gory special.
I'm a little iffy on that one.
It's like the Razor's Edge.
Uh-huh.
But it's similar to that, but instead of... Remember?
Does he sit down with it and they fall back with it?
Yeah.
Like a neck breaker sometimes too, right?
No.
No, he just falls back with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So remember Victoria's move?
Yeah.
That's
the Gory special.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
But there's different variations of it, but that's the main one. For example, there's different types. There's obviously different moves. But what is also influential, the wrestlers who use them now. For example, Chris Jericho with the Lion Salt. That's pretty much... That's not freaking American wrestling.
No, that's Lucha Libre.
That's Lucha Libre right there.
You know what he was called? Well, actually, we already said this. What he was called back in Mexico?
Yeah, Corazon de León.
Indeed, yeah.
There's that. They had Benoit when he was younger. He was known as
Pegasus Kid.
But he was at Japan and Mexico with Eddie.
That's where he met Eddie.
Yeah, Eddie used to be one of the Tiger Mask.
The Black Tiger Mask.
Yeah. Who else? Ultimo Dragon, which he's still around. He was I think for one time only, he was the light heavyweight champion of all the different wrestling promotions.
Yeah. Is he Japanese or Mexican?
Japanese. But he made his print in Mexico.
Interesting.
Because that's why in Mexico, if you see it, there's a lot of wrestlers from Japan that go to Mexico because they get a lot of training for acrobatics and stuff. Because that's where you get it out there more.
Yeah. Not gonna lie, I've always wondered, he's Japanese, but I wonder why he went with Ultimo. So he went to Mexico. Nice, cool,
Hell,
man.
even the way Vampiro wrestles is straight Mexican style.
Yeah.
I mean, his old
He's
ass
Canadian.
can still move, but that fool lives in, what, is it Guadalajara?
Somewhere.
Or Ciudad Mexico, around there.
I think Guadalajara. I don't know.
I'll
have to ask my mom. She's a fan, dude.
Yeah.
No,
But, he wrestles out there.
Originally from Canada.
Yeah. There's also Shocker. There's Rey Bucanero. There's a lot of wrestlers from nowadays that still hold up the tradition. This is how you're supposed to do it.
And the grappling, too.
But then now there's also the wrestlers from Mexico that jump ship to WWE and then
Well,
get fucked over.
They have to learn the WWE style.
But they get fucked over straight up.
Yeah, I mean, not downplaying the WWE style, but like it's limited, obviously.
Yeah.
To me, man, you ever see some of those crazy like freaking submission moves they be doing in CMLL? What's the one where it's like they grab them like that and they're swinging them around? Like that shit,
Oh,
crap
fuck.
like that they wouldn't really allow because of like. I mean, of course it's dangerous because you're literally stretching out their limbs like crazy,
I've
man.
seen that one. I've seen the one where there's another person, but he's like standing above the head, so it's like, so when they're swinging them to the balls.
Oh
Another fool,
fuck!
I've seen that one.
God damn
There's
it,
so many
man!
variations,
Right?
but it's only in Mexico. Like you could get away with that shit.
Yeah.
Out here, you're like, no, that's disrespectful. Out there, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Because out there, keep in mind, wrestling is seen as a pastime. Like out here is baseball, out there is wrestling. So it's like, it's cool. Like,
Yeah.
you got time? Let's go to.
Those fans be getting
wrestling.
crazy sometimes.
No, they
man.
do. I mean,
There's no security either.
if you're over there talking shit or making it seem real, which is why they don't really do promos down there. Of course, they're gonna get involved.
Well, yeah. I mean, people will throw shit in the ring, man. You see these motherfuckers be all wet with beer because it's like somebody threw actual drinks at them.
Yeah, I've seen a dude get knocked out by a wrestler.
Well, yeah, wrestlers.
Dude, there's a lot of crazy stories, but the thing is, drunk people and wrestling don't match.
Yeah. I still remember this one vividly. I think it was in AAA. I think La Parca was getting beat up by some heels, and an old lady was like grabbing onto him to like protect him with a fucking chancla. Do you remember that? I don't remember what episode, but that's stuck to my memory somehow. Like a fucking like, oh my god.
There's
I love that shit.
There's
Messias getting tackled by a bunch of freaking teenage girls, cause
fuck.
yeah.
If it wasn't Messias, Latin Lover or Intocable or it was any of them, but like fuck.
Caray.
Like these motherfuckers.
Indeed, man. Ah, but yeah, so it's crazy down there.
Yeah, it is
Fun as hell though.
fun.
Indeed, man.
I used to have a collection of wrestling masks.
Oh really?
Yeah.
What'd you have?
Blue Demon, Rey Mysterio Jr., Rey Mysterio Sr.
All of them, sweet.
Who else? Huracan Ramirez, Mil Máscaras. And I can't remember who else. But I used to
You have El Santos?
Nah.
No?
I didn't like them.
No.
I was like Blue Demon better than.
I could see that.
The one that I wanted was Psychosis
Oh shit.
because of the horns and shit.
Now was that his real hair or was it part of the mask?
That was the real hair.
Oh shit.
Later on in WWE, when he brought back the mask, that was the fake hair, because his hair is not like that no more.
Indeed.
Even Hoovy had a fucking mask.
Yeah, but that was back in WCW, right? He took it off when he went to
Early WCW.
early.
Have you seen that episode of WCW where Eddie got robbed? And he's like, we're going to have to unmask all the wrestlers. So he went and saw everybody their faces. And he's like, nah, you're too ugly. Now you're short. Man, dude, just put your mask back on. And he's like criticizing all of them. And that's the whole...
Really?
Yeah.
I need to go back and watch some old school WCW, man. Shit.
I'll send it to you.
Please do.
But it was funny. You're like, only Eddie gets away with that shit. Like, nobody else does.
It's like he has that little, like, that flair or something that he adds, man, you know? It's in his deliverance.
So, like, with us, like, here, like, obviously, I'm not going to say, Rey Mysterio was the first wrestler we saw. Probably the first one we saw wrestling. But we grew up with, like, other wrestlers. Like, either we seen them, like, on a show or we seen them on movies, you know?
With me, it was definitely my mom introduced me to, like, the Santos movies and stuff, man.
Yeah, and with me...
Did you get to... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
What?
I was going to say, you got to see a little bit of WCW, or...
Not all of it, but I did get to catch some of it because of my cousins.
Right.
But with me, so what I remember first... This is why Eddie was my favorite wrestler of all time. Because he was like the first one I ever knew of that was a Mexican wrestler. You know, he was like before Rey, before Santo, before any other wrestler, he was the first one. How the hell did I find out about him? I have no fucking idea, but he was the first one I knew about.
That's cool. That's cool.
And I'm like, fuck.
Well, yeah, no, man. He's definitely got a lot of influence throughout the.
Throughout the years.
Yeah, not just in his style, but also like his character work.
Especially in the 90s. That's when people knew him. And even more in the 2000s. But in the 90s, that's when you got to know him, like, before he became a big star.
Yeah, for sure. And then dude, those matches he just had with Ray are freaking amazing.
The one in WCW?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's had multiple, from what I've seen, but the one I always go back to was that Halloween Havoc one.
That was the good one. That's like the peak one.
Yeah. God damn, some of the shit they were doing, man. Y'all got to go back and watch that for sure.
I like seeing the Psychosis versus Ray one.
Ah, dude.
That's the legendary cruiserweight one.
Yeah, for sure, man. Damn. Well, speaking of that, man, want to talk just your overall favorite luchadors now?
Yeah.
All right, man. So, man, I want to say top 3, but just our top luchadors in general?
Top luchadors and top people who are influenced by lucha libre.
Gotcha. So, like, anyone who, like, does the lucha style?
Or who has been in Mexico.
Gotcha.
Or
which luchador translated to, it's just...
wrestler.
Just wrestler.
But because that's a whole different style.
Exactly.
Though,
Indeed. But yeah, I mean, because for some of our audience who may not know, like, the most people, when they think of luchador, they think of, like, the masked figures and stuff.
Yeah.
Which is very popular there in Mexico. But
in this one, we're just counting everybody that has been there.
That has wrestled in Mexico, all that
has
stuff.
That style.
Masked or unmasked.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to start it off, man?
Yeah, so with mine, obviously Eddie first. Because, without
Cheat, lie, steal. Lie, cheat, steal?
Lie, cheat, and steal.
There we go, lie, cheat, steal.
Yeah, so because without him, like, I wouldn't have known about Ray. I wouldn't have known about Chavo.
A lot of us,
La
man,
Parca, or, LA Park now. I wouldn't have known about him. And he's always been, like, my favorite one. The secondary, in a sense, at a time, was Chris Jericho.
He did lucha.
He did do the wrestling style in Mexico. It's just like when they started putting him into his second run in WWE. That's when I stopped liking him.
He cut his hair and stuff, right?
Yeah, but that's when his style changed.
It stopped being high flyer, yeah.
Yeah, because from when he entered, the time he came into WWE from WCW, he still had that high flying up until when he came back. You're like, dog. Like, it's sort of like lackluster, like, nah, dog. Who else? Benoit.
Pegasus Kid.
Because, believe it or not, Mexico lucha libre, submission moves is like key
Las
factor
llaves.
to it. Because fuck, they could
We
come
were
up with
just-
like crazy
The crazy ass freaking stuff, man. Wait, didn't Lucha Libre bring over the surfboard?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did, huh?
There's a lot of stuff that they brought over from there.
True.
Hell, even a freaking sharpshooter is not even.
Really?
Well, it was taught to. It's not Mexican, but it was taught to Bret Hart by Conan.
Oh, really? Conan taught him the... Dang.
Because it's a Japanese move.
And Bret Hart just made... Well, it was taught to him by Conan, then Bret Hart made it famous?
Yeah.
Wow. Never knew that.
Yeah, it's not even his, like, people think, oh, it's from the dungeon. Like, nah, it's not even theirs. It was made famous by Bret Hart, but it's not even theirs.
Dang, bro.
I think now, from, like, nowadays wrestlers, I think Pentagon is up there.
Pentagon?
Yeah.
For sure.
Because he's a badass wrestler in the lucha libre style, dude,
Tiene cierro miedo, man.
Cero miedo.
Fucking love that. All right.
And I think for now that's it. Because with Santos, he was fucking King Cuerno in Lucha Underground. fucking Matanzas was El Mesias,
Macias was in TNA too for a bit.
Rey Bucanero too. I mean, they're good wrestlers. Don't get me wrong, but for me, it's like these fools like stood out. You know, like these three. You know, like fuck. And like, there's not no disrespect to the classic San, Santo, Blue Demon, Mil Máscaras. Like, no disrespect to them, but like these were like lucha libre, like where they had more athletic, they had more, they did more high flying.
They were, yeah, those guys were a little bit bigger and stuff, but
Yeah, yeah, but they did more crossbody. And back in the day, and nowadays you could actually do a moonsault, and like it's totally different, you know.
indeed, man.
And now,
Well, probably gonna be a little bit more very basic, man, compared to you. You're more knowledgeable of that stuff, but I'll have to give it. Nah, let's see here. I'd have to give it. I'm gonna go a little bit old school and give it to El Santos,
yeah,
cause I mean
El Santo.
El Santo. Oh no, that's at the end.
No.
Okay, my bad. El Santo, cause I mean the big, literal, the cultural influence he had
Yeah,
over there. My primo one time told me like, "Hey man, you know why Mexico never gets like invaded by aliens or like gets vampires or mummies like all these other like places do? It's because El Santos beat them all up, and that's why."
yeah,
He was like a real life superhero, you know, beating up all these aliens, and at the same time, you were able to go into a show and just watch him perform, and you know, like so that's a big cultural icon right there.
yeah,
And he's definitely not just in Mexico, but definitely worldwide. He's one of the most influential wrestlers
yeah.
for sure, you know. And if we're talking specifically about lucha, I mean, I'm, even though after the movies that my mother introduced me to, like El Santos and all that stuff, seconds gotta go to Ray. You know,
Yeah.
because more kid like, it's like I made the connection with like the mask, you know. To me, like when I would think of luchador, I think of like the masked wrestler and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
So you know, Ray kind of hit that. I didn't really get to see as much Eddie as you probably did. 2000, well, 2005. The amazing stuff he did with Ray and all that stuff, then sadly, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, like, I guess because I had more like exposure to Ray than any other luchador and stuff, you know. But also there's, I wanna say La Parca. I wanna say La Parca.
Which one?
Okay, I guess the OG.
LA Park.
LA Park. Is he back to just being La Parca or is he
No, he just kept the LA Park.
LA Park? All right. But yeah, you know, like when I started, like I decided, like, let's check out Mexican wrestling. Okay, cool. All right, this guy's pretty cool. Oh, there's two of them. And then I did some history, and it's like, oh, La Parca goes all the way back to like WCW. He never went to WWE and stuff. But you know, he made a name for himself out here, and then he went back, and like basically anywhere La Parca goes in Mexico or even here, like it's gonna bring an audience.
It's
You know,
a hype.
exactly. So he's done a lot for like lucha libre. You know,
Yeah.
again, man, yeah. And as for current, similar, man, I gotta give it to the Lucha Bros, cause they're doing shit that's just awesome.
They're keeping it up. They're representing out here.
Indeed, man.
Because there's not really any other good. I'm not saying good, but other wrestler, luchador from Mexico that's really representing well.
And speaking of this, again, little plug here. Republic of Lucha. If you're in LA, gotta go check it out. We gotta go one of these days, man.
Yeah.
Save up, get that Penta mask, man.
Yeah, dude. That's like the. Yeah, that's the reason I'm not going to Full Gear.
Okay.
I'm trying to get that mask.
All right, good point. But yeah, man, the Lucha Bros are representing. I mean, Ray, even though he's almost 50, he can still kind of move.
No, yeah, but look what happened in that one match. He got concussed.
Yes, but I mean, he doesn't have much time left. You know, he's gonna retire soon, man. But
No, but
the fact that he's been like putting in this much work all
Yeah.
this year, it's like
Yeah.
still props to him, man.
yeah.
Props to him. And now I don't know how you feel about this, but dude, fucking Vikingo, man. Hijo del
Oh,
Vikingo.
he's up there.
Absolutely. All right, sweet, sweet.
Like,
Because the shit he's doing, it's like,
he's up there. Like, dude, like he was the Mega Campeón still, no?
yeah, he still is.
Like he's representing. He's in both in Mexico and now here. Like
Over here now and all that
like
stuff.
keep in mind before AW, nobody was doing that.
Nah. Well,
Like
you know why?
yeah, because Mexico stayed in Mexico and the U.S. stayed in the U.S.
And
like,
the Japan, stay with Japan too.
yeah, now like there's more, more opportunities. So now we're seeing lucha libre. Like, oh damn.
Exactly. Yeah, but nah, man, the fucking flips and all those incredible maneuvers that he does, man, they're just like, well, they're amazing. Like, y'all gotta go and watch any Vikingo match you can, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that is just straight lucha, man.
So it's awesome. Watching lucha libre style in action is awesome as it is.
Mm-hmm. You just gotta be careful at live events, because if the lucha guys are telling you, hey guys, move out of the way,
They're telling you move out of the way.
move out of the way.
It's the same as ECW crowd. Like,
Oh,
they're
God.
telling you move out of the way, move out of the way.
Bro, Ray and Psychosis,
Yeah, they were there.
they were there. They had some good shit back in ECW.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I guess you could also say Benoit. Was Chris Jericho in ECW ever?
Yeah.
He was, okay.
Pretty much everybody that was in WCW, like all the cruiserweights, they all went through ECW.
I went through ECW. Who V2 and everything?
Pretty much everybody.
Nice, nice.
But they're not as recognized as these.
Gotcha. Nah, yeah, man. That was awesome.
So this is to say this is not like without the honorable mentions, like Vampiro Canadiense, Conan, Messias, Judas, is it Judas? I can't remember his name.
Messias?
No, Messias Cibernetico. I'm like, I don't know why they went-
Cibernetico.
because Messias has Messias Judas or Judas Messias or some shit like that. Chessman, Zorro, fucking Charlie Manson, Psycho Clown, and his fucking insane ass clown posse.
I love that shit.
Fucking assholes. It's not like without them, or even Rey Bucanero, fucking X-Pac counts in that shit too, because he was down there too. But there's like a list, it's like, dude, it's profound.
Yeah. Bro, Porky, man.
Porky.
Porky.
Los hermanos de Oro?
Yeah.
Or some shit like that, but each one had like their own armband. So one was gold, one was silver, one was bronze. I think Porky was bronze or silver, or something like that.
Oh, cool.
Intocable,
Bro.
Latin Lover.
Who's that little, like, changuito? Azul?
Muñequito.
Yeah. What's his name?
Muñequito.
Muñequito's his name?
Somewhere shit
The
like
little
that.
gorilla guy?
Yeah.
He's awesome, man.
There's that fool. There's Micro Man.
Oh, wait. Did we explain that?
MLW. What?
I guess we'll explain. For those guys who don't know, Mexico legit has little people wrestlers.
Like Mascarita Sagrada,
Yeah,
Octagoncito.
It ain't no joke. These guys can fucking move.
Yeah.
Yeah. Octagoncito, like crap.
Yeah.
Mini Park?
There's even a mini Vikingo.
That's right. You showed me him.
But it's just a kid.
He's still small, technically.
From Oaxaca. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, there's all these foods. It's an actual cultural, legit thing. It's not like it just came out of nowhere. Like no, it's been there since like the 40s, 50s.
Yeah. Farther back than that, probably.
Probably farther back.
Yeah. And what else? Now back in the day, were there much women luchadoras or
Not back in the day.
No.
That's more newish.
Gotcha. But yeah, no, props to women luchadoras too, man.
Yeah, like Fabia Apache, Dulce Tormenta, Sexy Star, any of
The new one.
the whatever. Which we're not gonna get into that fucking.
I know.
Any of them, pretty much.
Las Tóxicas.
I don't know about them.
Really? They're awesome.
But yeah, it's like there's enough for both. Shocker, as far as the honorable mentions, Mr. Iguana, Tlaloc. There's
Tlaloc?
yeah,
Really? The god? I need to check this guy out.
but he's a comedian slash wrestler
Really? Oh. Okay.
because his main way of making money is being the comedy, and he wrestles whenever he can.
Oh, gotcha.
And he's trained. He actually knows what he's doing.
Cool, cool.
But yeah, a good there's a good what do you call it, mass amount of wrestlers that you could look up, and it's like, oh shit.
Indeed, man.
And then everywhere in Mexico, keep in mind that's like what, 30 something states. Everybody has their own lucha libre style.
Oh, is that it? That I never knew.
Like Oaxaca is known for the wrestling, and so is Tijuana. Monterrey not so much, and Mexico City it's known for it.
Interesting. Cool, 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 man. You want to mention it? Because I never knew this. You told me.
But yeah, but yeah.
No? Okay. Alrighty. But yeah, man. Sweet, sweet. Just a quick little rundown of, like, luchadores that we think are just influential. Some of our favorites. A little bit of background on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else you want to add?
No, not really, because it's, pretty simple, It's Hispanic Heritage Month. So, obviously, we're going to make one for all of this. It's not just Mexico, but...
Well, we've included some...
But a lot of people from all the other nations come to Mexico. The thing just ended. Okay. So, obviously, this is for Hispanic Heritage Month, Mexican independence, which the independence of all the other nations in Central America is all pretty much the same days. If it's not the 15th, it's the 16th. But it's pretty much the same days.
Yeah, yeah. You've included some luchadors in there already from some of those nations.
Yeah. But, like, who they are specifically, I wouldn't tell you.
Find out on your
up.
own.
Yeah, look it up, because I wouldn't be able to tell you.
I know two, but, you guys look it up and let us know what you find out.
Yeah, so, fucking Musky, you made me lose my train of thought.
Keep going, keep going. All the other nations, Independence Day.
Okay, it's the Mexican independence.
Every Mexican state had their own style of lucha.
Yeah, I'm not there anymore,
okay.
fucker. Chingada madre.
Okay. Síguele. Come on.
Okay, so basically, we're just doing this because it's for the Independence Day. It's for the Hispanic Heritage Month, which, damn, I didn't know we had a month.
Really? Oh.
I never knew that.
Cool.
Which is cool. But you got these to also acknowledge, like, dude, cool shit does come from down there, from over there, It's not just here. It's not just Japan. It's not just England. It's also Mexico. Mexico's known for lucha libre. They're known for the crazy shit that they do, the shows, the moves, the entrance, the Titantrons, everything. They've done a lot of shit. That's like, fuck. It's like, so it's awesome in its own right. It's just like, if you're out there, of course, a lot of people from Mexico, they choose WWE because it's more legit, more whatever. But when you're like in Mexico, you're like, do you want to pay money to see a WWE event, or do you want to just go see a AAA or a Consejo event? Like, I'd rather see these fools because they're gonna come up with some weird ass shit.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, it's all cool all around, It's like, it is what it is, Pero, I'm gonna say this in Spanish and don't fucking translate this shit.
All right.
So, para la gente de México, la gente de El Salvador, la gente de Guatemala, de Honduras y todos los que compartimos casi los mismos días de independencia, que la vivan y que la pasen chingón.
Y con cuidado.
Con cuidado. Y, diviértanse, hazlo tranquilos, hazlo como en una buena manera. Porque de todos somos parte del mismo, ¿cómo se llama? Del mismo planeta, somos la misma gente. Podemos ser de diferentes estados de México, podemos ser de diferentes países en Latinoamérica, pero todos somos los mismos.
Todos somos humanos, pues.
Sí. Y sea chingón. And for the rest of y'all who don't understand that, go buy Spanish sin barreras. Because I am not trying to in that shit.
Especially if you live in LA. It's gonna come in handy.
Yeah, don't you start Spanish.
Yeah. Oh, you never know.
And get your Joe.
Uh-huh. Indeed. But yeah, man. Cool. Yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed a little bit of this. And again, felicidades.
Felicidades.
And if you guys have any favorite luchadors from Mexico or oops,
From Mexico, from Honduras, Guatemala, or anywhere
from
else.
Puerto Rico, from Cuba, from
Pretty much
Argentina,
anywhere
I
in
don't
Latin
know.
America, in the
Yeah.
Caribbean, let us know.
Indeed.
It's fun to share about that, you know.
Indeed. Alrighty. But yeah, man. Cool little episode. We hope you guys share with somebody with us too. And yeah, so that is it for today. And we'll see you in the next one. Little special episode coming out, man. Anything else?
Nada, que se lo pasen chingón y
Exactly.
que sean chingones.
Alrighty, guys. Hasta luego. Paz.
Paz.